Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, how are we getting on? Welcome to a brand new Fallout 76 news video, and a little bit later than expected tonight because this one caught me by surprise, but we have our first major info drop for Nuka World On Tour, which is coming out in December, so really looking forward to diving into this one and finding out more about the upcoming update, so let's jump in. So yeah, Nuka World On Tour, we obviously heard about this first way early in the year when the roadmap came out. It's been sort of somewhat ambiguous for a while, this one. We knew it was coming, we knew the theme was obviously Nuka World, a touring kind of carnival type thing, but the ins and outs of how it's going to work, we weren't really too aware of. They hadn't given us too much information about, but it looks like we're going to be able to hear a good bit about it here and actually infer a few cool things as well, which is also good. So, let's jump in, take a look at this very cool update. So, welcome back. This week we're sharing a look at what will be in store for playtesters when Nuka World On Tour update arrives on the public test server in the days to come. In case you missed our announcements about Fallout's month-long 25th anniversary celebration, we've got a few reminders about those festivities as well, and a few other bits and pieces too. So we'll get to that stuff later on at the end, because it's fairly quick to go over, but the big thing obviously is the new update. So we have a very, very cool shot of what will be the new sort of carnival location, festival location, which is pretty cool. So we've got a couple of shots actually here that are really interesting to have a look at. So yeah, we've got Spin the Wheel. This is going to be one of the new events that's coming as part of this whole update, and we're getting a new location, or a new overhaul location, sort of somewhere in between the two, with a whole load of stuff going on there, loads of new rewards that we're going to get access to, and ways of earning those, which look cool. Yeah, definitely got that carnival vibe, but lots of colour, lots of Nuka-Cola vibes going on. It's looking very, very cool. Nuka World On Tour is a travelling roadshow about to roll into the public test server, and we're currently aiming to begin playtesting as early as Thursday, October 13th. So, if all kicks off on time, that's next Thursday. Fallout 76 players on Steam will be able to download the PTS and head to the fairgrounds west of Lake Reynolds in the Ash Heap. So, as usual, the PTS is only on Steam, but if you are playing on PC through Steam, then yeah, you can jump in and give it a test. Obviously, it does involve, as usual, downloading a full, effectively, second copy of the game. But if you want to test it out, it's the opportunity to get an early look, give some feedback, all that good stuff. So definitely going to be doing that. And west of Lake Reynolds. So Lake Reynolds is just a tiny little bit to the southwest of Lewisburg. So basically, we're going to be right outside Lewisburg in the Ash Heap. There's a reasonably open area there without a huge amount of stuff going on in it. There's a few interesting kind of structures. But that sort of area is obviously going to get quite the overhaul in order to allow this roadshow to make its appearance, and it looks pretty cool. So, you can take on 3 new public events, square off against the monstrous Ultrasight Titan, try games of skill in the Nukacade, meet new characters, earn rewards, and more. So, as always, feedback on the Discord server if you do want to provide any. So that's cool. Links obviously here if you want to join up with Bethesda's Discord. So, here's a big change though that is happening to the PTS, and it's kind of interesting. So instead of keeping the test server online continually, as they've done in the past, we are going to try something new during this round of playtesting. The PTS will be available for 1 week at a time, followed by a 1-week break, and then the schedule will repeat. The idea is to allow additional time to review feedback and bug reports, as well as make adjustments before bringing the test server back online. So yeah, basically they'll be able to get a week's worth of feedback, act on as much of that as possible, put the test server back up, get more feedback, take it down and act, and so on and so forth. So more of a sort of staged series of tests rather than a single one. So week on, week off. Another hunch I have on this that is not obviously mentioned here, but is interesting potentially, is, as you can probably imagine, with a long test server run, the first couple of weeks, the test server is pretty busy. Lots of people pile in, they want to check out the new stuff. After that, though, it's going to taper off. You're going to get a lot of people going, okay, I've seen it now, that's all I'm interested in, I'll wait for the update. Fair enough, not particularly surprising, but not massively helpful from a testing standpoint. So it's possible that they're also hoping to sort of counteract some of that tapering off by having smaller, more focused tests, and then people hopefully jump in a bit more often and they get a bit more engagement with it that way. I'm guessing. I mean, they haven't said this, but I'd be surprised if that sort of thing wasn't in the back of their mind. So, thirst-quenching new public events. So this one has been on the roadmap since March, I think it was, when it came out. So we knew these public events were coming. See, for a quick reminder, public events are the ones that pop up every 20 minutes, top of the hour, 20 past and 22, and they're the ones with the little exclamation points in, and you fast travel to them for free. They're the ones that also drop legendary cores as well, so another options for those, and we'll have a whole bunch of new rewards for them. So let's have a look at these. Definitely cool to have a few more in rotation there. So, Most Wanted. Mosey over to Wild West Town, where Gunther is preparing a rootin' tootin' good time during this Wild West show. All he needs to set the stage is a few hotshot gunslingers like you to perform as outlaws. Once the event begins, fleece the town and its citizens of their belongings, and stash any ill-gotten valuables in your getaway wagon. Then prepare to defend your haul against the long, robotic arm of the law. Topple the sheriff during the ensuing shootout, and you'll be able to ride off into the sunset with some loot. So that sounds fun. Got a little picture here that might be worth a look at as well. Yeah, a kind of Wild West themed thing where we're playing the outlaws rather than the other way around. You could do it both ways, really. You could play the sheriff's deputies as well and defend the town if you wanted to. But it really would be a case of just sitting in place and defending against waves of enemies. This is kind of a bit more interesting, I think. Idea running into this town that we can kind of see in the picture here and grabbing a whole bunch of loot, lugging it over to some kind of storage thing that is the getaway wagon, and then fighting off robots at the end as they come to try and arrest us. Except we know how arrests go in Appalachia. So that should be good fun. It's a very tongue-in-cheek, kind of light-hearted sort of event, but it does look like it's good fun. And if it's got a whole load of new loot for this event as well, always welcome. Definitely cool. Interested to see what they're going to do with this one. So the other thing that is in here that is quite cool to have a look at as well is, I'm guessing this is a new Wild West themed outfit that is probably one of the rewards from this event. I can't see them using the same one that's already there. I would expect it to be a new one. It seems likely. But yeah, there's a really nice duster there. Hat looks cool. Yeah, very brown, but kind of suitable for the ash heap in a way. That definitely kind of blends in. Yeah, definitely want to pick that up. That's cool. New outfit. That's a hint at one of the rewards at least. So Spin the Wheel is the next event we have. Join Bottle and Cappy in the Big Top Tent to become a contestant during the Spin the Wheel game show, where anything is possible. The rules are simple. Press the button to spin the giant wheel inside the Big Top Tent and take on any challenge it selects. Defend our beloved mascots from a unique combination of enemy creatures. Go Brahmin tipping. Yeah, that's an interesting choice. Dodge exploding frag stags. And more. Contestants who survive 5 rounds will walk away with fabulous prizes. So, in some ways, this gives me kind of Test Your Metal vibes in the sense that you got a set location and waves of, well, enemies, challenges, things like that. But my guess is we'd have press the button, it'll select a challenge, in will come whatever form of that challenge might take. You defeat the enemies, or whatever it may be, then run back and do it again for 5 rounds, and at the end of it, get a load of rewards. So perhaps more or less a defense thing. They might make it a bit more interesting because they haven't listed everything here. Tipping Brahmin is not so much a defense thing as a run over and hit objects, I imagine. But yeah, that could be silly and fun and quite entertaining, I think. So it should be a different tone to a lot of the public events that are in the game already, which is quite cool. And a whole bunch of more prizes, new rewards, always going to be cool as well. Hopefully we'll get some interesting stuff there. I'm guessing that'll be more Nuka Cola themed rather than the Wild West vibes of the previous event. So the last one we have is the Tunnel of Love, which is, one word for it. This romantic ride is the perfect attraction for love-struck couples who are looking for a little quality time together amid the flurry of lights and sounds at the carnival. At least it will be, once it's ready. Mr. Lovely just needs a few helping hands to make repairs and finish off decorating the Tunnel of Love before it can whisk swooning sweethearts into the land of enchantment. Don't worry, trekking to the depths of a mine shaft to hang some heart-shaped decor should be a safe and speedy venture for a sturdy explorer such as yourself. After all, it's been abandoned for quite some time. So we've got to decorate an abandoned mine. I'm guessing it's not so abandoned when we actually get down there and it's going to be full of all manner of creatures. Exactly how this is going to go, who knows? I mean, obviously the decorating thing and fighting things off, I guess, are the big things. There'll presumably be a couple of objectives to hit along the way. But yeah, that sounds like it could be quite fun, tongue-in-cheek, and a bit silly as well. Which seems like the vibe for this thing, which, I mean, that's in keeping with the carnival idea of the update. So that should be cool. Obviously, these 3 will drop into the public events cycle as per usual, so obviously top of the hour, 20 past and 22, which does mean they won't be coming up every 5 minutes. kind of has the same issue, but perhaps even more of it than the last set of public events did, which is Test Your Metal, Eviction Notice, and Moonshine Jamboree. And that is that because they're in random rotation with all of the other public events, if you're actually looking for a specific event, it might be quite hard to grab it. Saying that, last time they updated this, so the last set of updates, they actually changed it so that for the first couple of weeks, those events came up more often than other events, so you can get stuck in early on, and then it kind of drops back to the usual equal chances afterwards. So I imagine they'll probably do the same thing again. And then, yeah, this sounds like it should be good fun, a whole bunch more events, different things to do, just different ways to pass the time compared to the same stuff that we've been running for a while. And yeah, this is all December, so a few more months to have a crack at Moonshine Jamboree and particularly Eviction Notice, and also, to be fair, Test Your Metal as well, because there's a whole bunch of rewards in there, and I don't know about you guys, but there's still a whole load of them I've yet to pick up, courtesy of RNG and opportunity and timing and all that, so tons of new rewards coming in. We had quite a good drop over the course of this year on that, really. Obviously, we've had those 3 new events earlier in the year, start of the summer. We've got expeditions with all of the new rewards in there that we're going to have to take our time to earn, because those will be, a bit of a long process to earn. And then, of course, we've got all this new stuff as well, so lots more endgame stuff. So one of the big things about this that was interesting to me is, prior to today, we didn't really have any indication in detail about what kind of event this sort of update was. So it kind of gave me the vibe that it was a bit like a seasonal event. But reading this, I think that's not the case. I think this is just going to be an entirely new area, new location that is added to the existing map and updated, and you can visit anytime you like. Obviously, the 3 events there are only going to come up when they come up in those 20-minute slots. But everything else, and there are a few other bits and pieces, you'll be able to jump in and get stuck into whenever you like, visit the area, meet the new NPCs, stuff like that. So it looks like this is going to be a permanent thing rather than a temporary thing, which is cool. Seasonal events, great, fun. We had a good few of those, mostly last year, up to the beginning of this year as well, but yeah, it's nice to have something that's going to be there all the time as well, and make the ash heap a bit more interesting to visit as well. Toxic Valley could probably do with something similar adding to it as well, but in terms of having reasons to visit them, it's nice to have something like that added in, because once you've been to the ash heap early on in the main story, there's only limited reasons to go back there, really. It's one of my favourite areas to build camps, but yeah. Definitely cool to see something coming into that area, because it's definitely a moody, interesting, cool part of the map, so definitely happy about that. So, moving on, take on the Ultrasight Titan. So, we have heard, again, since the roadmap came out, that there will be a world boss type deal added with this, which I'm guessing still will fall into a similar sort of category to Scorchbeast Queen and Earl, although it looks like you won't have to launch nukes for this one, so that's cool. Definitely need to get stuck into this and find out a bit more in detail, but yeah, a new big boss that should be fun to take on. So the event is called Seismic Activity. Pete has been hard at work trying to repair the air filters throughout the carnival, but the parts he needs are scattered deep within the earth in an abandoned mineshaft. So another abandoned mineshaft makes sense in the ash heap. He's also convinced that a massive creature has made its home down there. Pete is hoping some king dwellers can investigate and then launch an attack that's powerful enough to blast the fiend to smithereens from afar. However, those who undertake this dangerous task should keep in mind that if the monster survives, then a direct confrontation with the beast will be unavoidable. So, there's 2 possible ways I could go, which is interesting. Sounds like there's going to be a bunch of sort of early on objectives. Find these filter parts for Pete, whoever that may be, and then try and destroy the beast. The question here is, are we going to be able to succeed at that? Is that something that's going to happen? You know, if you are able to do certain objectives fast enough, then the explosion will take out or time it well maybe, will take out the Ultrasight Titan? Or is it kind of guaranteed to end in a fight? I don't know which one I'd prefer, really. Being able to do it so it doesn't end in a fight and you get the rewards would be cool. Also, fighting a new boss would also be cool, so, you know. Bit of a tough call as to which one I'd prefer. I wouldn't be surprised if it can kind of go both ways. If in order to defeat it and not have to fight the thing, then you'd need a decent-sized group to be able to hit all of the targets, whatever they might be, fast enough. Whereas if you're in a smaller group or is just on your own, you might have to fight this beastie because you can't hit all those targets in time and therefore destroy it. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll find out next week, I think, and definitely looking forward to jumping in and giving that a go. But yeah, new boss, new creature, and of course there'll be a whole bunch of new rewards attached to this one as well. So, last couple of things on this one, more to explore. Nukacade. Grab a fistful of caps and head to the Nukacade to try your hand at Carnival Games. It's sure to be fun for the whole family. It's got all your favourites like Bandit Roundup, Nuka Zapper Race, Wackacomi, and we are also proud to introduce Bottle Blaster, which will truly test your might. As you play, you will earn Nukacade points, which you can redeem to get exciting prizes. So there's a couple of places where things like that have been done before. Nuka World, I think, did something similar with the DLC for Fallout 4. There's obviously the Pleasant Valley claim tickets, and something else as well that escapes me. Camden Park, that's the other one, where you can earn tokens at Camden Park and claim rewards for that, which we were talking about on stream the other day, actually. So I'm guessing it'll have that kind of vibe. You do these challenges, you earn your tickets, you go and claim your reward. So it might well be quite a long haul to get the best prizes if Camden Park is anything to go by, but that'd be cool. It gives us something to work towards, a bit more, possibly some daily challenges maybe. It might have that kind of vibe to it with the Nukacade. It doesn't say so here, but it'd be interesting to see how that actually pans out. Definitely interested. So the plan next week, as this is going up on Thursday, if it goes up on time anyway, sometimes these things don't always go according to plan, but hopefully it will, is that I will jump in and I will go through all this, give a first impressions, have a look at things, and I will probably do separate videos on each of the events and probably on Seismic Activity as well. And I'll give you some feedback about it, let you see what's what with it, and you can get a sneak peek should you want to do so. Of course, I'll give the usual spoiler warning beforehand in case anybody wants to avoid seeing it before it comes out. But that should be very cool. So the last thing that relates to Nuka World On Tour here is Free Cam. So this is a feature update that will be coming alongside the update, and it's one directed at camp builders, and I don't know how much of a life changer it's going to be. I'll have to get in and try it out and see what I think and stuff. But nonetheless, it's potentially quite interesting. And the clue's kind of in the name. With the Nuka World On Tour update, we're planning to introduce Free Cam, which is a new quality of life feature that we think the Fallout 76 building community is going to love. When you enter into build mode in your camp and at workshops, you'll be able to separate the game camera from your character. Move the camera around your camp or even fly through existing objects to build from just about any angle your heart desires without the need to walk your character to that location. So you'll be able to tuck your character out the way in a corner and just free camera fly around the build zone. Now, how far outside the build zone you'll be able to move might be an interesting question, because depending on where you are, what you're building, you might need to get outside of the kind of green line that marks the edge of the build area, and whether or not the camera will be kind of locked inside it, I don't know. But potentially being able to sort of move around and more easily gain access to sort of angles and things like that for placing building parts and decoration objects and all that stuff might be interesting. It's tough to say. Getting into the right place and looking at things from the right angle often factors into how easy it is to snap things into place. Roofs are the thing that spring to mind actually there, but other things as well, so could potentially be quite handy. The other question that kind of piggybacks onto this for me is photo mode. With photo mode, you can only move your camera so far, and that far is not very far. But for this to function, in all likelihood, you'd have to be able to move your camera a bit further than you can with photo mode, and have significantly increased flexibility to make any use out of it, really. So the same principle applied to photo mode for those who are into that sort of thing will be quite interesting as well if Bethesda were to do such a thing. It'll allow you to get different angles, move your camera further away, all that stuff. It would definitely be a really cool opportunity for photographers if they could apply the same principle to that. But who knows, maybe they will, maybe they won't. But if that seems like an idea that interests you, God knows whether or not they can actually do it, then hit them up in the Discord with suggestions and stuff, because if we don't tell them about it, they won't know we're interested in it. So, if there's a whole bunch of people who are interested in it, maybe they'll take that into heart. But there we go. Lots of interesting bits and pieces coming with the Nuka World On Tour update. So just to wrap things out before we finish, the current things that are going on with the 25th anniversary of Fallout, which is making me feel old. Big thing is that right now, Fallout 76 is free to play, so if you've got any friends who are thinking about it but aren't really sure whether or not they want to spend on it, then they have until Tuesday to play the game for free if they want to try it out, see what's what. That's a good opportunity. So jump in, pick it up for free if you want to. Obviously, most people watching this will probably already be playing the game, I should imagine, so recommend to friends if you're interested. As I say, that's running through till Tuesday. After Tuesday, we have another cool thing running, and that is the Fallout First benefits. As they have done in the past, there will be an item you can claim in the Atomic Shop, which will grant you a limited test preview of Fallout First. So you'll get access to the scrap box, survival tent, we'll get 10% score boost, which wasn't there previously because it's a newer feature, and Fallout First bonus challenges on there as well. So that will run through from Tuesday to the following Tuesday, so for a week. So you can get a little look at Fallout First, use the scrap box, and yeah, take advantage of that. It's an opportunity, if nothing else, grab it and stuff as much scrap into your scrap box as you can, and then you won't have to worry about it for a while, because you'll still be able to pull stuff out, you just won't be able to put stuff in once the trial ends, unless of course you buy Fallout First. So yeah, if you want to try it out, there's your opportunity. Just jump into the Atomic Shop as of Tuesday and try it out for free. So let's see how the big thing that is on here. And of course, there's a little mention down here that Invaders from Beyond and Double Mutations are both running this weekend through to next week as well. In fact, I think we've got a whole extra week of Invaders from Beyond running too. So if you want to get those alien-themed rewards, jump in while you've got the chance. I really do like these pictures. They are very cool. I'm liking the look of this. I'm looking forward to getting hands on and getting my eyes on this update, which looks pretty cool. And I hope a lot of the stuff in here ends up being camp objects as well, like these railings and well, everything. There's loads of stuff I'd like to have for the camp, so that would be really, really cool as well. There's potential cool prefabs in there as well, like saloons and the sort of Wild West structures and buildings down here, and the tent, things like that. All of which could make for interesting camp builds as well, so hopefully we'll get some cool stuff on there. But yeah, liking the look at this, definitely wanting to try it out. As I say, I'll be making videos on the sort of overall thing and the specific events and stuff over the coming weeks, so probably a significant upswing in content while this PTS is new, so do keep an eye out for that. If you're interested in all that, and you want to see camp builds and live streams and all that good stuff, all things Fallout, and when the time comes next year, Starfield as well, do make sure you drop subs and likes. I very much appreciate that. It does help out, and notification bell as well, and then you'll catch all the uploads and streams and stuff. And yeah, should be good fun. As well, if you're interested, social media links, merch store, channel memberships, all that good stuff down below the video in the description, and all the buttons down there. If you're interested in hitting any of those, it massively, massively helps out. So huge thank yous to everyone who's done that already. Very, very much appreciated. And as I say, jump in on live streams if you get a chance. Those, of course, are continuing. Got Fallout 76 on the go at the minute, and Tiny Tina's Wonderlands as well, which has been really good fun. So, I do hope I will be seeing you there. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to speaking to you all very, very soon.